Welcome back to another edition of Volcanoes Television. I'm Brandon Chin here at the main concourse on Ron Tonkin Field in Hillsboro as we wrap up the three-game series with the Volcanoes and the Hillsboro Hops. Well, the series got off to a great start as the Volcanoes won Game 1, but Hillsboro scratched out a win yesterday and walked off in Game 3 here tonight with a score of 2-1. Going back to that first game, a lot of resiliency from the Cardiac Craters, as they've kind of developed the nickname of. They were down 5-0 in the first inning as starter Drew Leanhouse for the Volcanoes lasted just 1/3 of an inning before being replaced by the bullpen with Cameron McVeigh. Now McVeigh came in and threw 3 2/3 innings and struck out a career-high 7 hitters. That paved the way for the Volcanoes offense, which rallied back and chipped away and ended up winning the game 8-6.
Pitch put on and miss, and Gardeck strikes out the side to wrap up the third. Come from behind win for Salem-Keizer to open up road divisional play and knock off the Hops after getting down early at home on opening night.
In Game 2, it looked like some of that come-from-behind momentum from Game 1 in the series came to spark the Volcanoes, as in the first inning, they hopped on the board first against Hillsboro. Tyler Hollick had the first double of his young season, and he scored a run as the Volcanoes took a 1-0 lead. That lead didn't last long as Hillsboro scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first to take a 2-1 lead. Into the 6th inning with the game tied at 2, a situation where Jose Reyes was able to stick around, first pitcher for the Volcanoes to pitch into the 6th inning all season, but he stuck around just one batter too long as Benny Robinson lined a single up the middle to give Hillsboro a 3-2 lead. The Volcanoes had chances to take a lead or even tie the game up later in the game, but they were unable to do so as Jake Roberts slammed the door for the Hillsboro Hops, giving them their first win over the Volcanoes this season and just their 4th win over Salem-Keizer in the past 2 seasons. That brought us to the rubber match of the series here tonight at Ron Tonkin Field in a perfect Friday night for baseball. The Hillsboro Hops struck first against Nick Gonzalez in the 2nd inning, taking a 1-0 lead. But Janechui Fargas tied the game at 1 with one swing of the bat, belting his first professional home run well over the left field wall to tie the game. Nick Gonzalez, the Salem-Keizer starting pitcher, took over from there. The left-handed pitcher threw 6 innings this year and became the first Volcanoes pitcher to pitch 6 complete innings. He allowed just 1 run on 5 hits, walked nobody, and struck out 4 in the best pitching performance from any Salem-Keizer starting pitcher so far this season. Gonzalez pitched his 6th inning as he handed the torch over to Raimundo Montero, usually a closer for the Volcanoes, but he came in the 7th and the 8th innings and pitched scoreless baseball, pitching 2 innings and striking out 2. Loggins came in for Hillsboro to pitch the 9th and struck out the side for Salem-Keizer, flipping it over to the bottom half of the inning, where the Hillsboro Hops scored 1 run after Jake McCaslin walked 2 batters. They advanced to 2nd and 3rd on a wild pitch by E.J. Encinosa, and Elvin Soto took the first pitch he saw and deposited it into the right center field gap, just out of the reach of the diving Shiloh McCall for the game-winning hit. Well, here you have it, a tough series for the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. They take the first game but fall in the next 2 as Hillsboro takes the series, the first series of the South Divisional rivals this season. The Volcanoes are back in action on Saturday at Volcano Stadium at home as they welcome in the Everett Aqua Sox for a 5-game series. Well, I'm Brandon Chin from the Hillsboro Concourse at Ron Tonkin Field, and this has been another edition of Volcanoes Television.